Even though vision is an amazing biological ability, many with excellent vision take it for granted. It's terrible to truly picture what it would be like to lose the capacity and be thrust into a confused, pitch-black environment. On the other hand, millions of people do it every day. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. It is impossible for those with healthy sight to understand the difficulties blind persons can have finishing even basic chores. So, one Londoner actually worked out a clever way to show the globe just how difficult it can be. Oliver Gibbons, who was an English coastal town resident, would often walk his dog, Sydney, through the town's market area. Sydney was more than just a devoted dog. Oliver's health was genuinely dependent on her. Sydney was Oliver's seeing eye dog, and she was well-behaved and lived with him for the majority of her life. Sydney assisted Oliver, who was blind, in navigating the world without sight. People who are blind frequently don't get enough exercise because they are afraid to venture out, but it's crucial that they do. Oliver went for walks often, but one afternoon he ran into a difficult situation. Oliver and Sydney would often pause at a tiny restaurant or coffee shop on their strolls through Devon's downtown before returning home. Places in Devon were normally fantastic about allowing dogs to hang around with their owners, so why, he wondered, would local coffee brand Caffè Nero be any different? Oliver requested a bowl of water for Sydney, but the server turned him down. Oliver felt so humiliated and degraded that he fled right away. Upon his return home, he confided in his close friend Helen Fox the entire terrible tale. Helen assisted Oliver in his daily life, and she visited them because she was upset about the way Caffè Nero had treated her friend. She told the manager how disgusted she was, and although they acknowledged her dissatisfaction, they clarified that it was against the health code for the restaurant to serve dog dishes. Helen wasn't into this. She expressed her rage on social media. After a while, the RSPCA was informed and got in touch with Helen. These individuals were just what Helen needed to have on her side. They dispatched a deeply worried letter. It's extremely concerning to hear that a coffee shop refused to provide drinking water for a service dog whose handler was a customer, the letter said. We would expect all businesses to show kindness and compassion towards all animals, but particularly to service dogs. For luck, Caffè Nero was Oliver's. He had every right to take them to court over the incident, but he chose not to. Sadly, incidents such as these befall blind people everywhere, yet communities never truly learn about them. One man tried to make that different. Amit Patel is his name. The 37-year-old London resident worked as a doctor before a degenerative condition caused him to lose his vision in 2012. Like him, he has a faithful dog named Kika, who comes in handy virtually daily when he needs help navigating the busy London subway system. As talented and knowledgeable as Kika is, their adventures together are rarely problem-free. People are too preoccupied with themselves to notice that Amit moves a little more slowly, even though it is evident that he is blind. People who commute frequently grow irritated with them both quickly. Thus, Amit had a brilliant idea. He got himself a GoPro camera because he felt that people were genuinely unaware of what he and Oliver Gibbons went through on a daily basis. With the help of his wife, he fastened it to Kika's back, and then they were off for their morning trip. Amit felt that by demonstrating the struggles faced by the blind to the public, he would also inspire greater empathy. As anticipated, the camera captured images of individuals pushing past Amit without any concern for his safety. Some even treated Kika badly. However, there was another thing that truly made Amit cry. He once made his way into a packed subway, and amazingly, not a single person gave up their seat for him. It was tougher for Kika than for Amit, who had to find something to brace himself on. The dog usually sat between his knees to avoid disturbing anyone, but she was forced to spread out in the middle of the subway vehicle, which infuriated people even more. To put it mildly, the event was shocking. Fortunately, Amit returned home unharmed. He uploaded the video on YouTube, and as he had anticipated, viewers were offended by what they saw. He hoped the experiment brought about a more patient and inclusive attitude for him and others like him. Although service dogs greatly assist blind people in going about their daily lives without worrying about accidents, one blind man, Daniel Kish, was able to fully eliminate his need for a dog by teaching himself a new skill. Daniel Kish was given lemons by life at an early age, yet he overcame significant obstacles, made a scientific discovery, and encouraged thousands of people with his positive outlook. Kish was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, a cochlear-attacking malignancy, when he was still a baby. He was rendered totally blind after having both of his eyes removed in order to keep him alive before becoming 1 year old. Kish had prosthetic eyes because he never wanted to wear sunglasses and wanted to be protected from onlookers' glances. They were unable to assist him in seeing, but he managed to get around that on his own. Following one of Kish's numerous surgeries, he awakened in the critical care unit. The blind child got out of his crib and started to explore the hospital's hallways on his own without any help. He avoided running into anything at all. Once, in the middle of the night, as a child, he woke up, got out of bed, went to his window, opened it without thinking, and climbed out into the yard. He obviously wasn't satisfied by this because he kept jumping the fence and entering his neighbor's land covertly. The 2-year-old blind trespasser raised quite a commotion, but his neighbors chose not to press charges. His parents were shocked by what had happened when a policeman brought him home safely. How can a 2-year-old, especially one who is blind, hop multiple fences in the middle of the night? Soon, people started to figure out exactly how Kish was moving around without getting wounded. He was moving about, making constant click-click noises with his tongue. By doing this, you produce an echo in the surrounding space in addition to an echo in your mouth. Like a bat's sonar, this echo strikes walls and other nearby objects before bouncing back. Humans do not use echolocation often since those who can see cannot hear well enough. However, when one sense is lost, the others become more acute. Kish is a courageous, adventurous man who enjoys spending time by himself. He has resisted several bullies in his early years and enjoys lending a helping hand to others. Due to his echolocation skills and demeanor, resembling those of Bruce Wayne from comic books, Kish has come to be known as Batman. Over the next few years, Kish continued to hone his technique and grow increasingly self-reliant. Despite not having a cane or seeing eye dog, he went to a regular school, went for walks, and even learned how to ride a bike by practicing in a straight line against a wall. Maybe he became a little too self-assured or eager, since Kish once crashed through some garbage cans and struck a metal pole violently, but he didn't let his head fall. It would undoubtedly not be his only involvement in risky activities. But Kish did have a lot of success in his schooling. He was chosen as most likely to succeed and best brain in high school. After that, he left for college and graduated from the University of California with a degree in psychology and special education. Kish's enthusiasm for exploring did not fade as he grew older. Actually, it kept growing. His other senses sharpened, and he developed a deep appreciation for smells and noises, particularly those of the natural world. He even started going on hikes. Kish bought a cottage deep in the California woods in 2003 after falling deeply in love with the outdoors and solitude. He could simply hike into the jungle from there. The only other people there, he claimed, were a family of mice. Being a bit of a lone wolf, Kish never had any intimate relationships, although he did suffer heartbreak of a type. He had a wood-burning stove installed in the cabin, but the chimney was constructed using dangerous materials, and as a result, his cherished cabin burned to the ground. Kish lost his cherished cottage, but he never gave up and started sharing his echolocation technique with others, demonstrating how almost impenetrable his spirit is. In order to educate his students how to navigate without the aid of a cane or service dog, he frequently started by holding a glass plate next to them. Kish conducted the majority of his instruction through World Access for the Blind, an international non-governmental non-profit organization dedicated to education. Its objectives are to provide physical and psychological support to blind individuals and to increase awareness of their abilities. Some blind people argue that Kish's approach is overly complicated, offers little return on investment, and may even be dangerous for some. Some are huge admirers and appreciative of Kish's guidance. He was invited to deliver a TED presentation in 2015, during which he pushed others to get over their fear of the unknown and the dark. Kish has now worked with numerous blind youths and young adults who are instructing others in echolocation. A system that started with one man has already begun to spread and expand and could even become a normal method of getting around for the blind community. Right now, Daniel Kish is trying to figure out how to make sound waves that resemble bats and that blind people can hear. We hear that many blind people have a bright future ahead of them because of this real-life Batman. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.